Once children have mastered letter names and sounds, there are 4 components to becoming a proficient reader. The first is having a strong oral vocabulary. The second is having enough knowledge of the world to give context to what the pupil is reading. The third is being able to read a passage fluently, and the fourth is being able to comprehend that passage. These are all interrelated, and during the course of the year, you will help your pupil build these skills. One skill we suggest you focus on is fluency. Fluency is the ability to read a passage with reasonable speed and expression so that it sounds natural. When reading fluently, the pupil doesn't need to expend too much processing power on a particular word and can think about the story in its totality. The key skill a pupil will need in order to read fluently is called word attack. Word attack is learning how to read words that are not easily read by sight. For these words, the pupil needs to have some form of phonics-based strategy in order to sound out the word. As we covered earlier in the training, children in UK schools are taught to read using a system called Phonics. Phonics focuses on the sounds of letters in a word rather than their alphabet names, as it is easier for children to understand. Remember that the children you're supporting will be using specific vocabulary in the classroom to help them identify parts of words. If you're able to use some of this vocabulary when working with your student, that can help guide them. Remember to visit the knowledge base for additional links and videos about phonics. Let's look at a simple sentence. I have a plan. The pupil will likely know the first 3 words by sight. However, the last word, plan, the pupil is unlikely to know by sight. In order to understand the sentence, the pupil will need to know some kind of phonics strategy to sound out the word. The word attack strategy that is used in all English primary schools is for children to sound out p, l, a, n, using single sounds or phonemes, and then blend them to read the word. So, when a pupil comes across a difficult word, encourage them to use their phonic knowledge and blend the phonemes together to read the word. Some people struggle to remember when to use which sound for a letter, so be patient with them and encourage them to experiment when a word that they're reading does not sound right in context. While we want pupils to give the word a try, we don't want them to dwell too long on a word they just can't seem to identify. Ask your pupil to continue reading the sentence and then return to the difficult word. There may be a cue in the story that will help the pupil identify the word. If they still can't manage it, please do just read it for them.